Well, the Charleston shooting has reignited the controversy over the Confederate flag and where it should fly. It flew above the South Carolina State House for decades. It was moved on to a memorial right nearby in a compromise in the legislature in 2000. But for some, the flag is all about heritage. For others, it is a no-brainer. They say it is about hate and you should take it down. Clearly, it is not simple. It is something that is being debated among many in the state and across this country. South Carolina State Representative Doug Brannon joins me now on the phone. Thank you for being with me, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Poppy.
First of all, let me say I am so sorry for your loss. You were a friend of the Reverend Pinckney, the state senator there, and I am so sorry for your loss.
It's an incredible loss for the entire state of South Carolina.
Yeah, no question about that. You have, in the wake of this shooting, you have introduced legislation, or you will introduce legislation to remove the flag. I'm interested in why you think it needs to come down, and also, have you always felt this way, or is this something you decided in the wake of this mass shooting?
Personally, I have believed for years that it needed to be in a museum. And in fact, the state has what's called the Confederate Relic Room. I think that's where it needs to be. And quite frankly, Poppy, I apologize to the people of South Carolina. I've been in the House for 5 years. I should have introduced this bill 5 years ago. I should not have let my friend. We shouldn't be having this conversation.
So let's talk about why you didn't do it sooner.
I didn't do my job.
Really? What was it that held you back, do you think, if this is what you believed in your gut?
You know something, Poppy? I described it to somebody else. The Confederate flag is kind of like algae in a lake. Everybody knows it's there, but it's kind of hidden below the surface of the water. I was the mayor of Landrum, a small town in South Carolina, when the flag was moved from the Capitol Dome to the monument. I would like to say that I'm a friend of former Governor David Beasley and I was proud of him for his efforts then. I don't have a good reason why I didn't introduce the bill the first session that I served, that I was allowed to serve in the House of Representatives. I don't have a good answer for that, but I do have an apology for that.
Wow. Do you think that you have the support alongside you to make this happen when you do introduce that legislation, sir?
I would like to think so. I don't know that. I understand that this is a divisive issue, a politically divisive issue. But what I do know is I'm going to make people take a stand. You're either for the flag or you're against it, and I believe the vast majority of the South Carolinians want that flag moved off of the Capitol grounds.
Was it politics, sir? You say to me, I did not do my job. I knew in my gut this should come down, but I didn't do my job. Was it politics that made you, did you feel like you were going to lose too much support?
No, not at all. But you know, it's something that personally I believed, but I guess I guess it had to be rubbed in my face. It was, and now is the time that I'm going to act.
What do you want us to remember about your friend who perished in this shooting and all of those 9 lives?
You know, Poppy, I didn't know the answer to that question until Friday. What I want you to remember is he was a mountain of a man. He had a smile that could light up the state capitol. He had a voice like I imagined God's voice would sound. But when I heard those people, those family members, stand up in that bond hearing, I learned what an incredible teacher Clementa Pinckney was, because he taught love, he taught forgiveness, and he taught salvation. And his students stood up and looked that shooter in the eye, and they spoke love, forgiveness, and salvation. Remember, Clementa Pinckney was love, salvation, and forgiveness.
He was indeed, and as we talk, we are looking at the faces of the 9 people, the lives that were lost in this senseless shooting. I heard the Reverend this morning in the beautiful ceremony at Emmanuel AME Church say, a lot of people expected us as a city to riot. They expected something different from us, but that is not us. We are a people of faith. What does the reaction of your constituents, the people of South Carolina, to this massacre say about your state and these people?
It says that we are cohesively or collectively a state of people of faith and people of love. And I can tell you this, that in a time of weakness comes strength. And in this moment of weakness, the state of South Carolina, the people of the state of South Carolina are showing their strength. It's amazing, and I am so proud of what I see and what I hear from the citizens of South Carolina.
Representative Doug Brannon, thank you so much. I am deeply sorry for your loss.
Thank you, Poppy.
We'll be right back.